Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Rana sir. Good afternoon, Bovan sir. How are you
Good
today?
afternoon.
Good afternoon, everybody.
We are doing good.
How are you, Bovan sir?
We also doing good.
That's so nice. I, Pooja Dua, welcome you on behalf of Lawyers for another session of Enabling Future Lawyers. This series is a month-long talk show for chancellors or vice-chancellors of different universities to know the present scenario of legal education and how the students are preparing themselves for the betterment of the nation. This series of events is to bring out the importance of legal knowledge and how it is equipped in the students. So for this episode, we bring together Advocate V. Bovan Cherian Varkey, who is an advocate at Mrs. Marks and Rights, and Professor Dr. Rana Singh, Vice-Chancellor and CEO at Sanskriti University, to discuss the current scenario of legal education and why law students have management skills. I again welcome both of you for this particular session.
Thank you so much.
Before moving forward, I would like to request the audience members to stay safe and stay at home and get vaccinated as and when possible. I would also like to tell everyone that Lawyers, being a legal tech platform, has launched a COVID vaccine slot finder for the benefit of the community at large. Easily and quickly search available COVID-19 vaccine slots nearest to your own COVID portal to help with the instant booking. With a vision to create a legally empowered world, Lawyer through this initiative is providing free legal services to people who are victims of hoarding, black marketing, overcharging, fraud, misinformation, medical negligence, and malpractices, among others, during this COVID pandemic. Moving forward, I would like to take the honor to introduce both of our panelists. So today we have Advocate V. Bovan Cherian Varkey and Professor Dr. Rana Singh with us. I again welcome both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So, Professor Dr. Rana Singh is the Vice Chancellor and CEO of Sanskriti University. He is currently managing the overall affairs of the university. He has also contributed to the overall planning, implementation, and control in the capacity of professor in management with diverse knowledge about finance, e-commerce, internet technologies, strategic planning, and implementation. Not only this, but he has also conducted MDPs and FDPs for working executives and faculty members and participated in various national and international seminars and conferences. He has focused on institutional planning, research and development, quality assurance of the academic programs, curriculum development for new programs, and curriculum upgradation of existing programs. We also have Advocate V. Bovan Cherian Varkey, who is the senior attorney at Marks and Rights from the past 15 years. He is a qualified legal professional with 22 plus years of experience in contract law, intellectual property law, commercial law, real estate law, construction law, company law, and arbitration law, possessing deep knowledge on court and IP tribunal procedures. He also manages all enforcement efforts, including reviewing all reported instances of patent, trademark infringement. He has provided advice on intellectual property matters to senior management. They have collaborated with cross-functions team to identify and protect firms' intellectual property. Uh, do you want to add something into it, Rana sir, if I skipped something into your
No,
introduction?
that's absolutely perfect.
And Bovan sir?
No, nothing else.
That was my honor
Thank you.
to introduce both of you. I would also like to request the audience to pose the question as per the topic so that we can take them at the end of the session. So, Rana sir, as the topic suggests, I would like to ask you the very first and foremost question that why should law students have management skills?
Well, that's a very pertinent question. Why the students should have management skills? The first and foremost important dimension here is the students should be successful both at the national and international level and should have global employability. So if the law students do have the management skills, they're able to prove themselves as a successful lawyer as well as what we call it as a techno management professional. When I say techno management, techno, he has the domain of the legal fraternity and the management skills. So it becomes a very deadly combination. Now, when the student has to perform in different countries, so he needs to have cross cultural management skills. he should understand what are the cultural management, cross-cultural management, if he's interacting with an American, a Britisher, or a German. So if he's having the cross-cultural management skills, he'll be able to handle his international clients in a much better way. Then, if he's having management skills, he'll be able to manage his time and resources in a much better way. So it's important for him to have the time management skills, resource management skills, and he'll be able to be more productive at his workplace. When we say productive, productivity is the ratio of output to input with desired specifications of time and quality. So within the given limited time frame, he'll be able to deliver much better output in comparison to if he does not have the required management skills. More so, he will be able to position himself more competitively vis-a-vis other lawyers who do not have management skills. So he'll be able to understand the domain much better. Let's talk about if the lawyer is having some additional knowledge from the management and management skills. He has the domain knowledge of marketing, finance, HR, and information technology. He will be able to present the case much more effectively and will be able to win the legal cases, as well as he'll be able to be more convincing in his routine conversation with the clients. Well, if he's able to go for legal consulting profession, so it's very important for him to have the management skills, and he'll be able to convince his clients, give them diverse opinion, and would be giving his best in the legal consulting profession. Now, if he's having management skills, he will obtain the global employability. So in a way, it will make him a round-shaped personality, and he'll be able to optimize his competence, his knowledge, skills, and competences in the domain of law. If it is optimally blended with knowledge, skills, and competencies from the management discipline, it makes him a perfect legal professional who can be globally employable, and he can be delivering his best, and he'll be getting a competitive edge above other lawyers who do not have management skills. That's why India has witnessed a lot of integrated programs which come BBA LLB, BCom LLB. So a lot of law and management integrated programs have been introduced in the universities, so that we are having the right quality of lawyers with the optimum blending of the management skills as well.
Absolutely correct, sir. And Bovan sir, do you want to add something into Rana sir's statement?
Oh, okay. As a practicing lawyer, you said it's in a global perspective as a as a law student. But when it comes to a practicing lawyer, what all management skills he needs to have?
Well, when we talk about the management skills, he will have the research skills to find out what have been the latest legal judgments. That's one. What has been the comparative reference? What has been he'll be able to search the legal information systems in a much better way. So he'll have strong research methodology. He would be able to analyze things in a much better way. He will have much better communication skills, drafting skills, and presentation skills in front of the judges or the other stakeholders. So when we talk about management skills, we talk about the various soft skills, various IT skills, various other skills in terms of the way he's able to present the whole case and defend the clients in a much better way. So it will be three-pronged. First, he'll be able to do research better by using the latest technology, as well as his background of technology and background of research methodology learned from management. So that's first. Then with his strong communication skills, he'll make very effective draft, which will be convincing in first go to the judges. And third, he'll be able to make a strong presentation in front of the judges. So all of the managerial skills would make him a more effective lawyer. That's my perspective on it.
Yes, that's perfect. Because working as a lawyer involves the practical application of abstract legal knowledge theories and to solve the specific individual problems, or to advance the interests of those who hire the lawyers to perform the legal services for them. And the present day scenario is that previously in India, we were solo practitioners. But now the corporates or even the people, they look out for firms like that. Because no, each individual cannot be a jack of all things. So therefore, a team of the people has to work together so that one may be knowing the IP law, the other may be knowing the constitutional law, the other may be into the, you know, the criminal law like that. So managing a firm, that's a new concept coming to India. There are no legal managers right now in India. We have the firm, will have a senior, and there are a lot of juniors over there, and the senior will be managing, assigning the work to him. But now the perspective is changing. Here, the firms are coming up, so there will be legal managers. So managing skills for the student, management skills for the students is the need of the era right now.
Absolutely. So as you mentioned, different aspects of legal knowledge, and you mentioned that every person should know the contract drafting and the commercial contracts and every different field of the knowledge, legal field. So how important is it for a lawyer to go beyond the legal know-how? Like we are talking about the management skills, and not every law student has well-versed management skills. So how important is it for a lawyer to go beyond the legal know-how?
Okay, it's a good question. The thing is that India, as you know, the corporate comes to the big metros only, and the other states are, the people are not that much educated and like that. So when there is a lawyer, the people come with them with lot of problems. Actually, his problem may be with regard to a property issue, but while discussing the matter, he will ask you about some marital issues or some company issues or something. And so we have to have a general knowledge of the law of the land. Um, so um, finding the right genre of practice area, establishing a strong clientele, and most importantly, financially independent from the word go is the dream, but does not come easy. So the legal professionals always find that the formative years most challenging. And the corporate law is a diverse practice and it's integral part of both business and industry. So a legal student has to go through if possible, go through almost all areas of law, then go to a specialized thing. That will be the better for in the practicing perspective. That's my opinion.
Rana sir, do you agree with Bhuvan's statement or do
Yes,
you
certainly.
have another
And
perspective of it?
I have some added perspective towards it. The lawyer, apart from being having deep knowledge in his own domain area, is also expected to have cross-functional learning orientations so that he's able to he's able to is able to convince his clients in a much better way and is able to deliver much better results in comparison to what he can. So let me talk about one thing in terms of the first perspective is he should have better knowledge about information systems. He's able to manage technology better. He's able to connect to his clients better. And last but not the least, he's able to deliver well researched recommendations to the client. Now, if he's having a corporate client, especially from a domain financial sector, so if he's having good, not just good knowledge about the management and the finance domain, but also knows about what are the various sources wherein he can get the latest and updated information, latest journals, latest judgments pertaining to the world of finance, he'll be able to be more productive. That's my take on it.
Absolutely, sir.
Yes, please.
Absolutely, sir. Yeah. So as we have heard that there are various things that every law student should learn. So, Bhuvan sir, I wanted to ask you one more question about it only. That how should the law students be trained so that they can overcome the future challenges?
Okay. The thing is that, you know, right now, if you come out of the college, say, for example, if you're a low graduate or if you're also an engineering graduate or a medical graduate, you'll straight away join some companies and you can start earning money. But the law is a different field. So the major challenges that come in the way of every law aspirant who wishes to become a lawyer are, so it's no fixed working hours. We have to start right from in the morning. So when at 6 o'clock, when you start going home, then only some client will come in and say, sir, I have a problem with this. My case is posted tomorrow. So can you appear for me? So we have to get back into the office. You have to start studying what is his matter. You have to interview him and find out what is the real thing and for what procedure is the case is posted for the next day. So we have to go through it. And if I am not thorough in that subject, I have to go to the textbooks, get the legal precedents, and to work on it. So the first thing is no fixed working hours. The second thing is the role of the money. We work for what? For getting some money for our livelihood. But being in the starters, it's very difficult to get the money because when I started my practices 23 years back, we get very meager amount. But right now the scenario has changed and every seniors are giving the juniors some money for their living. Also the firms, the big firms, are they giving a good money, but they make them work maybe 18 to 20 hours per day. Then there comes at a lot of hard work. Legal work means hard work because every day the precedence changes. So we have to go to the facts of the particular case and also the facts pertaining to the legal precedent. We have to distinguish between our case and that also of the precedent. Then only we can present our case properly before the judge concerned. And then it's very low gratification. And this job is at the earlier days, I mean, it gives the low gratification certain. So the students has to get trained. These are the ground reality and they have to, work for them. So also the technology is changing every day. 3 years back, 2 years back only we came to know about work from home. Now all the hearings for us are going online. So being an IP practitioner, some of the cases are posted before the bench at Ahmedabad. Because for the trademark cases, only 5 benches are in India. 5 registries are in India. 1 in Delhi, 1 in Mumbai, 1 in Kolkata, 1 in Chennai, and 1 in Ahmedabad. So when the cases, some cases will be posted, some will be in Ahmedabad, some in Chennai, some in Mumbai. So we have to manage the time and we have to get well versed with the technology also. So also as the Rana has said, the technology has developed a lot of, so getting to working up is now very easy. In our previous days when I started, we have to go through the whole books and get to each and every cases and find out the head notes. And when it comes to it's apt to my case also, we have to get that case and read all those things and think. So the thing is that it's very challenging job, but it's very good job. And when you go out to the marketplace, if you have a name, when you go out to the marketplace, the people will come, that lawyer is coming, or we can go to him, he can advise him like that. It's very good thing. But at the same time, the challenges are very high also. That's my take on it.
Yeah, so Rana sir, do you think that these are the only things that any person should keep in mind, or do you have other things in your mind?
Yes, I think I would like to add to it. When we are preparing lawyers for the next generation, I'm sure apart from his legal dimensions, legal knowledge, skills, and competencies, the lawyers are required to be trained about the team skills. We should be focused at teamwork because I'm sure one of my colleague, he talked about now the people are going for the corporate. Means gone are the days when we are going for single lawyer. We are going for firms, and in such case, they should have strong team skills and they should be aware about teamwork. They should be aware about teamwork. Now, apart from this, they should also have strong focus on taking initiatives and should be able to work independently. So these are two important aspects. They should be also able to have strong problem solving skills and should be comfortable in writing the cases creatively. They should have strong written and verbal communication skills so that they are able to make presentation in writing as well as verbally also in front of the clients and in front of the judges in much better way. Then they should be trained to be working under pressure so that they're able to keep their calm, cool and calm, and they should be collected under tight deadlines. They should be able to work perfectly fine, and they should have enhanced level of commercial awareness so that they can update themselves about the latest happenings in the corporate world as well as in the business world so that they are able to do their drafting in much better way. They should also be conversant about the latest amendments, latest judgments, and the latest developments in the external environment, legal environment, socio-political environment, and all other dimensions of business environment. And last but not the least, they should have strong understanding of people and the psychodynamics of the clients as well, so that they're able to understand their expectations and the deliverables at their end. So these are some of the other details. Apart from this, they're also required to have a focus on the minute details, attention to the minute details, so that they are able to understand the finer intricacies of the CS cases and the various judgments. And the last but not the least, they should have strong research skills and should be able to make thorough preparation of their case and thorough presentation of their case to defend their clients and to defend other stakeholders. So that's my take on it.
Absolutely, sir. Bovan sir, as you mentioned earlier about the theoretical knowledge given to the students in their college, so do you think the theoretical knowledge is sufficient for the students to?
My affirmative answer is no, because development of expertise is a long process. That is, transferring the theory into practice in a structured manner requires professional support in the workplace, trust and opportunity for direct experience, and using the valid and up-to-date knowledge by and bridging the stimulated situations with the real-life scenarios. So that's why in a legal process, during the final years of the law colleges, most of the colleges from the third year onwards, the students are being given the moot courts. Then during the final years, most of the time is spent in the courtrooms. We just go to the courtrooms and see what happens in the court. One lawyer is arguing, the other is defending his case, and the judge gives us his verdict or his opinion on it. In the meantime, if it's in the trial courts, the witnesses are called into the boxes. There are direct questions and indirect questions that we come in the Evidence Act, everything, and what is a direct question, what is an indirect question. So all these things, only on seeing the practical thing only we can come to know about what the legal practice. I am telling all about on the practicing perspective. And also during the final years, we are sent to the offices of senior lawyers like the interns. From, I think right now they are sending from the second year onwards to 1 or 2 months to different various offices of the students' interest as interns. So within the 10 days or 20 days or even in the 1 month, they get a brief idea of what happens in the lawyer office, how are they preparing the memoranda, their arguments, like that. So and nowadays the challenges are the cases are going the global also. So in the technology field, like that, the jurisdiction has to be find out. You know, some cases, some cyber squatting comes in the internet. It happens in the US. So we have to find the jurisdiction, the cases, or these things. So there are. So my opinion is that theoretical knowledge is not sufficient. Practical knowledge is a must, and it has to be embodied right from the college days itself. That's my opinion on it.
Okay. And Rana, so you have been closely in touch with the students from like past many years. So do you think that the students are prepared for their upcoming challenges because of this theoretical knowledge that they are given?
Uh, well, it's very important for the students to have strong theoretical knowledge. However, this is not just sufficient. We need to imbibe the practical dimensions which my worthy colleague was talking. Moot courts, certainly yes, the students are being subjected as it is part and parcel of the BCI approval process. Any law institution does not get approval to run the legal programs if they are not showing the moot courts. So this is now an integral and indispensable part of legal education, at least in our country and rest of the countries as well. So moot courts is certainly yes. Now the students are being subjected to national level and international level moot court competitions. So now when they participate in moot court competitions, they have a peer group learning. They are working on some live cases, so they get an experiential learning approach in the process. So sir was telling about moot court. Yes, now the world has moved a step beyond in terms of international and national moot court competitions. So that gives them an exposure to a real life experience. So they are doing a moot court on a real life case, and they are able to deliver their best and see how their competitors are doing. Now, more so in current scenario, I'm sure many of the courts, including Supreme Courts and High Courts, they're running in the online mode. So the students are also getting experiential learning how to operate in the online environment. And in, let's say, an IT moot court, wherein there are the judge as well as the lawyers, they are sitting in a demo moot court and everyone is defending their case. So they are supposed to have strong presentation skills, and they are to be trained as to what should be their tone and tenor when they are presenting their case. Tone, pitch, and tenor, the pronunciation, the way they are talking, their soft skills, and what to say and what not to say, how much to say and how much to reveal and how much to hide. So all these dimensions are to be given. Like whenever we are doing flight training, there is initially in flight training, he gives him theoretical training. Then there is an instructor sitting on the right hand side, and the trainee is observing. Next is the trainee is flying the flight and the instructor is advising, and last is the solo flight. So here is the situation where the students in their moot courts, they are being given the finer insights about what should have been told, what should not have been told, and so on. So the instructors are giving them deep insights about the real-time environment, and the pedagogy is kept in such a way that it becomes interactive, insightful, and the students get nurtured in not just their theoretical knowledge, but the way they should be practicing the legal profession inside the court, how they should carry, how they should walk, how they should talk, how they should present, what should be the level of confidence, and what should be said, what should not be said. So all the finer aspects are to be mentored by their teachers and instructors. So I would like to supplement that they should have strong soft skills, life skills, IT skills, managerial skills, and last but not the least, the presentation skills, so that they are able to present the case in a holistic and perfect manner.
Right. And while listening to Rana sir, one more question came in my mind that I want to pose to Bovan sir. That sir, what is the importance of legal database in knowledge students?
Okay, as you know, law is important for a society as it serves as a norm of conduct of its citizens. So legal education instills the significance and relevance of democratic culture in the students. As professional education, the legal education equips the students for fulfilling different roles in the society and discharging various laws and jobs also. The range and scope of which is always expanding in the modern society, democratic society. For example, like the policy makers, the lawmakers, like the law teachers, administrators, etc. Accordingly, it is realized in modern India that legal education ought to have a length and breadth. Therefore, basic knowledge of the law has become necessary for all those who are engaged in administration and trade and industry. So, therefore, it's very important of the legal, the students has to have a deeper insight of the each and every subject of the law.
And do you want to add something into it, Rana sir?
Yes, please. Well, it's important for the student to have a thorough understanding about the various legal databases available in India and abroad, so that they can do a thorough research about the various judgments pronounced by various courts, civil court, high court, and supreme court, as well as NCDRC and other courts like RERA courts and so on, depending on the case-to-case basis. So it will enable the student, the law student or the lawyer, to become a thorough researcher. And it's important what should be the keywords, how to be used, if we are adding plus between two words, the exact words. So it's helping him to find out the similar judgments and the most relevant judgment in the shortest period of time, so that he can peruse all those judgments and can incorporate them while defending his case. So it's important to find out the most relevant judgments in the shortest period of time from the latest legal information systems. So the skills to find out the latest judgments, the most relevant judgments in the shortest possible time to incorporate it in the writ petition. It's very important skill required. So I think it's very, very important.
And so, as you mentioned about the time, like students should know the value of time. So, how important law students to be disciplined and know the value of time management? Rana sir.
Well, it's very pertinent question. Time management is really very, very important for the legal professionals, because time is money. If we are able to manage time, we are going to become successful. I'm sure my colleague, Mr. Varkey, was talking that we have to wake up early, prepare the drafts, prepare for the court, and so on and so forth. It's important to know we have multiple clients, multiple cases, multiple courts. So if we are able to learn the art of time management, we'll be able to prepare the writ petitions, we'll be able to prepare ourselves for the arguments. So it's important, first of all, we have to file the writ petitions in time. We have to reach the court in time. We have to be prepared when we are going to the court for the discussions, for the arguments with facts and figures to be shown to the judges and to the counterparty and the lawyer. So time management plays very important role for the legal professionals, so that they are able to manage their 12 hours or 16 hours in such a way that they are able to draft their petitions well, they are able to prepare for their arguments well, and they are able to manage their personal life and professional life well. So it is a very important aspect of their life, so that they can manage their personal life as well as professional life in much better way, and they are able to become successful and defend their cases and their clients in a successful manner.
Right. And Bovan earlier mentioned as well about time management. Do you still have anything you want to say for this particular question?
Yeah, I affirm that lack of time management skills may simply have extremely disastrous effects on you as a law student, and also as in the professional career. Because from day one in the law school, the students we are expected to read and absorb, learn and retain, research and resolve, prepare and argue books, case laws, authorities, journals, articles, legal problems and scenarios, and the technical wording of acts and statutes. And in the legal studies, time management is not just about attending and managing the class time. Increasingly, the law students' time is being spent on and out of class, learning and all the activities which have become essential along with the normal studies. So and further, as Rana sir said, in a legal world dominated with the billable hours, right now it is coming to India also. Previously, it was not like that. For each case, the clients give us the fees. But now the big firms and also the mediocre firms also, they are now charging on hours. So now the legal world is dominated by the billable hours, where some clients are reluctant to pay for most rudimentary drafting and proofreading tasks, where the lawyers can be sanctioned or even disbarred for the poor time management. So we have to know when the client comes with, draft a lawyer notice for me, file a case tomorrow itself. So we have to manage the time, get the best and file. Then only we will be successful in the practice. So time management is very essential in during the studies and also especially in the legal practice. That's my take on it.
As we have been discussing about importance in legal profession and in law students alike, go to another way around. So, what is the importance of business in students?
Uh, I think it's. I think, sir, probably we can talk about it. When we talk about the business law for management students, well, we talk about Contract Act, we talk about Sale of Goods Act, we talk about labor laws in terms of Minimum Wages Act, Equal Wages Act, Maternity Benefit Act, Trade Union Act, Factories Act, and so on. So management students, very, very important, especially for the students who are going for specialization in human resources. So for HR students, it's important to have very thorough understanding about all the labor laws, so that especially when we talk about labor laws, they have personal management and industrial relations. So they have a responsibility to make sure that there is no strike at the workplace, and they are able to keep all their laborers happy, satisfied, and they are able to comply with all the labor laws, because there are labor commissioners who keep on sending legal notices or keep on sending various show cause notices to the companies which are not compliant to labor laws as well as minimum wages. There are so many other latest acts. So it's important for the management students to be well versed with all the commercial acts as well as the trade related acts, so that they are able to deliver their best. Now, most of the business management students, they are required to be very, very thoroughly conversant with Indian Contract Act 1872. Now, wherein he has to be very well versed about the agreements, then what are the various types of contracts, valid contract, invalid contract, then we talk about what are voidable contracts, and so on and so forth. So he has to be signing so many contracts in India and abroad. So he should have thorough knowledge as to he should not be signing on any contract to which he may not be able to deliver as a counterparty. So it's important for us to understand that all the management students are required to have very thorough. That's why they are taught one dedicated course in business law to all the management students, and which contains the Sale of Goods Act, especially the Contract Act, and now latest other acts which are now coming. Now there is RERA Act also which has come. Apart from RERA Act, now there is Competition Commission of India. So all these aspects, earlier it was MRTP Act, then FERA got converted into FEMA. So a lot of acts have been amended. So the management students are required to have deep knowledge about the various laws, so that they are able to manage the various business affairs of their organization in a fair, transparent, and legal manner, and are able to comply with all the rules, regulation, laws with the latest amendments, so that the company is able to sustain and become an example in terms of its overall compliance level, as well as in terms of its ensuring deliverables to all the internal and external stakeholders.
Great. And Bovan, sir, I was looking at you and you were thinking of some other points. So, do you want to add something into it?
Yeah, it's a very important subject. That's why almost all universities in India, in the commerce stream, they are giving a subject for the business laws, like the Contracts Act, as Rana said. The basic knowledge about the laws are given. Because now, for an entrepreneur or a business person, he has to be aware of the business regulations of the country, law of the land. He has to be aware. So it's a very important topic to understand, because business transactions are very intertwined with the society. Any regulations or legal right that affect the employers, the employees, the consumers, as well as how the business interact internationally, all fall under this business law umbrella. So no matter what your role is, understanding the business law it's very helpful. So it's a very important subject, and even at the, for the, I feel that even the for the legal studies also, more thrust is given to the Contracts Act and everything. There's business laws. More thrust is given for the curriculum in almost all law universities.
And so as talking about business and management, so Rana sir, one question that I want to ask was that how can law be used for advantage in business?
Well, I think that's a very, very pertinent question. How can law be used? How can law be used for strategic advantage? It is in such a way that if we are able to draft our acts in such a way, especially draft our contracts, when there are two organizations which are signing contracts, and if we are able to put all the required clauses and sub-clauses in a fair and transparent manner, it is of immense advantage to us. So, knowledge of the laws, regulations, rules as amended till date is very, very important for the law and management students. So if they are able to incorporate all the relevant clauses in the contract, which makes the contract fair and transparent for both the sides. So it's important for the law graduates to have fair understanding of various legal and management dimensions so that we incorporate all the aspects in our contract to the contract favorably oriented for the organization. So if we are able to incorporate all the laws and clauses in such a way to our advantage, it gives us a strategic advantage so that the counterparty is not able to bend, is not able to pressurize us in any circumstances. Normally what happens when the business starts flourishing, the counter starts pressurizing. So if we are able to keep our contracts drafted in such a way that all the relevant clauses are inserted in our favor, it gives us a strategic advantage. And those clauses can be inserted only by a lawyer who has strong knowledge about law as well as management dimensions, so that we can draft the contract in such a way that it is to our strategic advantage in the long run. So it gives us a competitive advantage in terms of our overall contractual obligations. So that's my take on this.
Indeed, sir. Indeed. Bovan sir, do you have anything to say for it?
Yeah, I go with Rana sir. And as you know, strategy, it's about seeking competitive edge over the rivals by discovering and exploiting value creating opportunities. So therefore, a company that makes a proactive use of the law not only manages the corporate risk, but also enhances the shareholders' value also. So, so we have to understand that in the business environment, participate in corporate decisions and to be ready to push back when executive heard towards the murky or ethical or legal waters. So the proactive approach includes two elements. One is preventive approach, that's trying to prevent the future legal problems. That is one strategy. And the other is a more positive one, that which calls out the legal problems as a business opportunity. So it can be used as a strategic, the law can be used as a strategic advances in every field. That's my take on it.
Right. So I just had these questions in my mind. Move forward to audience questions. So Divya has asked that as a freelancer, why is it important to make good networking and how can you get a job from there? I don't know how it's connecting to the topic, but if you can answer Bovan sir for it.
The problem in India is that as per the advocates that we can't advertise. So only by word of mouth, you come to know about, only the professional services. But nowadays, all are coming out with the websites and everything, but giving some disclaimers also on the front page itself that with your own interest only, you are entering to the web page. And by networking means, I don't know, it's only by advertising. Only you got, otherwise you have to speak out, or otherwise you have to publish the journals, you have to make write-ups in the newspapers, you have to go to the TV shows, And whenever new cases or new judgments are come, you have to make the comments on it. Then only the people come to know about it, and they will outsource the work or give the work to you. Otherwise, for the foreign works, it's very difficult to get, because the more some firms are, they have started their own firms in India, so they outsource their own work only here. So being a freelancer, it is very difficult to get the work. But if you have some friends or something else or some queries, there are a lot of websites on the internet where the people can put their questions, and if you are expertise in this field, you can give the answers to them. Then the people will call, and so that you can proceed with the work.
Well, there are some alternative possibilities as well. I would suggest probably to have a well-structured profile on LinkedIn.com and various other social networking websites as well. So you can document all your achievements, your profile, your updates, your interest areas, your competency areas, your expertise, and you can connect to various firms and various legal experts from your area. So that also helps you a lot in terms of getting some jobs, especially by leveraging social networking on LinkedIn.com. That's all from my side.
So I think that Divya got the answer to her question. Her question was not appropriately for the topic, but yeah, she posted it and I so the question was posed by Nikhil. He is asking that what kind of essential skills is one required to have in order to pursue a career in legal freelancing? One more question for freelancing, I guess.
So what did he mean by
So
the
yeah,
freelancing? It's by drafting works or something. What kind of work he is pursuing?
Nikhil, I would please request you to post the explanation to the question.
Okay, I think I would like to address to it. First and foremost thing is to have strong drafting skills, because if you are going for legal freelancing, you need to really convince your probable client in a very professional way that yes, you are competent and you are going to be the right person for him. So if you are going for legal freelancing, you should have very strong skills to connect to people. That's one. So I call it as interpersonal skills. That is first. Second, social networking skills by leveraging various professional websites like LinkedIn.com and various others. That is second. Third one is to have patience, because when you are going for freelancing, you may not get immediate results. So you should have strong patience to wait for getting a good client. Last but not the least, you should be very passionate to focus on delivering best services in terms of, so what we call it as customer services skills. Apart from your legal knowledge, you should have strong customer service skills so that you are able to satisfy your client and retain him, because getting a clientele is easy, but retaining him is difficult in freelancing. So you need to be very, very strong in terms of delivering your competence with confidence and retaining him and making him delighted so that he can spread a positive word about you. So first is strong social networking skills, strong drafting skills, last but not least, strong interpersonal skills and strong customer management skills. So these are, apart from your legal knowledge and skills, you would be required to have this.
So
Over
I
to you,
think
Pooja.
that this is the answer for his question. Although
You can take the next question, Pooja.
really sorry for the net. I'm sorry, I had to disconnect that time. So, although we didn't have the better clarification, sir gave the answer very abruptly. So, thank you, Rana sir, for giving answer to Nikhil's question. So, by this, we come to the end of the session, and both of our panelists to be with us today. I accept a small token of appreciation from lawyers team. Thank you so much, Rana sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bovan sir.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
It was our pleasure to have both of you, and thank you for taking out your time from your busy schedule.
Thanks a lot. Have a wonderful day.
See you.
Have a wonderful
Thanks.
weekend, sir. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Okay.